Good morning. Okay, so I am, first of all, I promised that I would get Minka and Bear on camera, so I am going to do that in this video. They are fooling around in the other room right now and being pretty good, and so are my kids. So I am just going to let sleeping dogs lie, if you know what I mean. I am not going to disturb them because they will be all up in here and putting their snouts all over the place and their little paws all over the place, but I will get them on camera very soon, okay, on this video, I promise. Okay, so this is what we are going to do today. So if you can see this, this is a picture of me. I'm making sort of a goofy face. And then I have top left, top right, centered, bottom left, bottom right, words on my picture. Woo woo! So much fun to do this. And then we can send this out as an e-card, or we can use it as a logo, or we can just have fun with it. It can just be on our website, or we can put it as a background on our website. All kinds of fun things to do with this. You can make this any picture you want. You can make these any words you want, and you can make them any colors that you want. So lots of fun with this lesson. Okay, so we always start from Google. And why do we start from Google? Because it's a good, safe, well-protected website, and it's going to direct us to another good, safe, well-protected website. So we're careful with our clicks, okay? So let's go ahead and we'll type here CodePen. That's code, C-O-D-E, pen, P-E-N. And then I click it, and look, this looks like a very trusted website. It's the name of the website that I want to go to, CodePen, build, test, and discover front-end code. Okay, so we understand that it is the correct website to go to. So we click on it, just a little safety for you. And here is my dashboard, all kinds of good, gorgeous things that other people have created. CodePen is a very large development website with all kinds of professional and hobbyist developers on it. So it is a public site. So don't ever get on a public site without your parents' permission. Okay, go over here to your icon, click it, and then go down to New Pen. All right. Okay, here is our new pen. And the first thing that we are going to do is open angle bracket, exclamation point, DOCTYPE. And this just tells our browser how to display the information that we are going to be writing here. And it gives us information about what type of HTML we are going to be using. So open bracket, HTML, close bracket. And then open bracket, head, open bracket, title. Okay, the title of this is going to be my picture with text. Awesome. And then close our title bracket. Awesome. Okay, now let's close our head. That's all the information that we're going to put right here. Remember, our title, we don't see it down here because we're within a development website, but we would see it up here. If we go to, if this were live and if we saw this, it would be one of these little tabs. That's where your title goes. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and make our body. Open bracket body. Okay. And our body, pretty much everything we type in our body code, we can see down here. This is the real guts of what we're doing right here, the HTML. And then remember, the CSS is all the pretty stuff. So we're still in the guts. And the first thing that we want to do in our body is give it a nice heading 1. The heading 1 is the largest and most important heading that we can make for our web page. It's what Google searches our web pages for and spits out to people that we, hey, this web page is about this. So let's go ahead and say, it's so much fun to play with code. Because it is. That's sort of a silly H1. If I were doing this for a real website, I'd probably put something more along the lines of what we're actually doing, which is making a text overlay. But because this is just sort of a fun experiment, we're just going to write something fun here. Okay, and then let's do a paragraph here. So a P tag. This lesson is about placing text on code. Awesome. And our P tag. I am a fast typer. If you are not a fast typer, do not worry about it. And just pause while the video is going and go to your own speed and do your own thing. Okay. The next thing that we want to do is add a div tag, and we're going to have a little class with this div tag. So a div is a divided section. It's a great way to make different pieces of your web page and organize your web page. So, and we're going to add a class with it. So everything that is named this class, which is going to be container, is going to look the same. Okay. So, but within this div class container, we're going to do something a little new because we haven't done this before. So it's going to be a div class, and we're going to call it container because it's going to contain an image, and the image is going to be none other than yours truly. So let's go ahead. Image src equals quotes, and CodePen is so awesome. When you put one quote, it gives us another. And let's do HTTPS. You do not have to use this picture, but it is an example picture. It is out there on Imgur. If you want to use it, awesome. https://i.imgur.com. And pause this if I'm going too fast. Don't worry about that. And I believe this is O, capital O, little o, capital I, lowercase d, lowercase v, 5, uppercase W, dot, APEG. Ah, it's right. Bingo. Awesome. There's my picture. Okay. So remember, we always do an alt for our friends who might be visually impaired, or if our link is broken. So my face is our alt. Just keep it really super simple. Okay. And now we have a whole bunch more of div tags because those div tags or those div sections are what is going to hold our text on our picture. So this is just me making a silly face. Now we're going to tell the code how to put text on this picture. All right. And we can put any text and we can put any picture and we can style it any way we want. But let's get the guts of what we're doing first. Okay. So div class, and then equals, and then quotes, bottom left. So we're going to call this class bottom left because it's going to go on the bottom left. All right, bottom left. Just to be like super clear, you can put anything you want right here. It doesn't have to be bottom left, and we'll fool around with that after we get the guts of this going. And then I end my div tag. Okay, super simple. Look, it's right here, bottom left. Okay, and it's not on my picture yet because we haven't told it where to live. So it's just sort of living at the bottom of the picture and not on the picture. When we're done, it's going to live on my picture. All right, so next div class equals, this is sort of simple, isn't it? Top left. Once you get the hang of HTML, it's sort of simple. Okay, so top left, and this is what people see. Okay, and we should see this at the top left here soon. All right. Div class equals, and then we'll do top right, top right, top right, and our div tag. Awesome. Div class equals, let's do bottom right now. Bottom right. And our angle bracket there. Bottom right. And this is what people see. And then one more. Div class equals centered. Awesome. And then we'll put centered right there. And that's what people will read. And our div tag. Awesome. Now, this div tag doesn't have an end. So let's give it an end here. So this whole container is within all of these directions are within this container. Okay. So we have my face right here. We have bottom left, top left, top right, bottom right, and centered. All that text is going to go here on my picture, but it's now right down here because we haven't told it where to go. We haven't told it where to live. We've given it life, but we haven't told it how to act. So it's all right down here. Okay. Now let's end our body tag and end our HTML tag. Awesome. That's all we're going to do for the HTML piece. That's it. That's it. That's all she wrote right down here. But we don't want this text down here, do we? That looks just like a normal image, which it's great to have an image. And if you don't understand images or you haven't done images yet, please go to this video, and I'll put it right up here. In the video world, in the YouTube world, just click on this video right here, and it will tell you how to make an image on your screen. Okay. But right now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making an image plus having this text on the image. Okay. Because we want to be super cool like that. All right. Awesome. All right. So let's go into our CSS. The first thing we're going to do is let's give our image a little bit of style. So we hit image, IMG, curly bracket, and let's do an opacity here. Does everybody know what opacity is? It's just how clear and how alive this picture looks. Okay, so right now the picture is at complete opacity. It's not faded at all. Let's make it a little faded. Ooh, much better. Much better. Ooh, let's experiment a little bit. What if we, so I did 0.5 with the opacity. What if we did 0.1? Oh, you can barely see the picture now. What if we did 0.2? You can see it a little bit more. What if we did 0.7? So it's faded it a little bit. So do you see the difference? Play with that. Let's do 0.9. That's not that faded, huh? I like 0.5, where you can tell it's been faded, but you can still see the picture. Now, for the picture, let's go ahead and do a width, and let's do 100% width. And that's going to make our picture fill our web page. Okay, it just filled our web page. And I sort of like that. I think it looks sort of cool. Looks more professional. All right, now we have a class container. Let's go over here and period container, open curly bracket. Let's call our container, let's give our container a little bit of style, okay? So let's use the position attribute here, relative. Now, text align, you know I love my text align. Center, and that's going to tell everything to center. And we're going to give each of these little guys bottom left, top right, bottom right, and centered. We're going to give them their own positions in just a momento. Okay, let's do color for the text. Let's do aqua. That'll be nice and bright. And let's do, you know I love my great big font sizes. Let's do font size, whoops, colon. Let's do 100 px, okay? Make it big. Go big or go home, right? All right. Let's hit up some bottom left here. So period, bottom left. Let's style you. Position. We're going to give it an absolute position. So it's not relative. No, 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 no. It is absolute. So absolutely go where I'm telling you to go. That's what that means. If only life were that easy, right? Bottom 8px and left. So we're just moving it over to the left a little bit and to the bottom just a tiny little bit. And then let's see what it looks like. Let's see if it's followed our directions. Okay, it hasn't quite followed our directions yet, not all the way, but they are blue. They are a nice aqua blue. They are 100 px, so they're huge, and they have started to center themselves. So it's not quite doing what we want it to do, but don't you worry, it will when we are all done with this. Okay. So bottom left we have going on. Let's do top left next. So period, top, left. And these, remember, these have to match these classes, okay? So these are case sensitive and must be exactly the same name, okay? So top left, position. You got it. It is absolute again. Absolute. And we will do top 8px, okay? And let's go left because we want it to be a little bit more centered. px, a little bit over to the left. 16 pix is what we're telling it. So not smashed up against the wall of the picture. Now let's do top right. And all of these are going to be really super easy to play with. Let's do position again. Absolute. Top 8px. Let's do right 10px. Just moving it away a little bit. Okay, and let's do bottom right next. Bottom right, so period, bottom dash right, position, absolute, top. We're going to do a little something different here. 50%. 50%. Okay. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. No, bottom right. We are going to do, that's not yet. Okay. Okay, so position absolute. We are going to do bottom 8px and then right 16px, 16 pix. Awesome. Now, this is going to give us a little bit more understanding. So centered is our last. We're almost done. Centered is our last style. Tell everybody where to jump to, where to hop to. Position, absolute, absolutely absolute. Top, you can see the letters moving already. 50%, awesome. Left, 50%. Transform, now we haven't talked about transform, but it's very powerful. Transform translated, open parentheses, negative 50%, comma, negative 50%. Okay. And we are going to then add our little semicolon. And look at this. Look at that. So we have, oops, and let's make sure that we have our end. Yes, and we have our end curly. Okay, so it's so much fun to play with code. This lesson is about placing text on a picture. Okay. So this lesson is about placing text on a picture. So I have my picture right here. And what I did with my picture was I gave it a little bit of style. I said opacity 0.5 and then width 100%. So it goes from one corner of my web page to the other. Awesome. Okay. Now let's see what other styles we can get into. Okay. The container is this whole big div right here. And it is saying it has everything in it. It has top left, top right, centered, bottom left, bottom right. And it is saying the position is relative based on what I'm going to tell it in a couple of seconds, when I'm going to tell every one of these bottom left, top left, blah, blah, blah. And the text align is center. So that's if you don't get any other directions, that's what your text align is going to be. And your color is going to be aqua, and your font size is going to be 100. So let's play with some of this. Okay. So instead of aqua, let's do lime. Ooh, what do you think about that? I think that's kind of cool. Let's try pink. I think that is nice looking, but I think that it's too light. Let's try yellow. Yellow is going to be way too bright. No, it's not as bad as I thought. Let's try silver. Silver is going to be way too light. It almost blends in. It's so light, and it does blend in right here. Too light. Let's try white. That's okay. I sort of like that. It's very subtle. Let's try red. This is not going to be subtle at all. Ooh, that looks like it's glowing. Let's try navy. I always like navy. I just feel like it's just enough color. Let's try font size 700 just for giggles. Whoa. It's crazy jumbled because of all the style that we've given it and all the positions that we've told it to be. It's just like right on top of each other. Pretty cool. Try 10. It's so tiny. Centered. Let's try 60. I like 60. 60 is pretty cool. Okay, let's do a top left. All right, so here's top left. Let's fool around with top left. Here's top left. What happens if I tell it to, instead of 8, if I tell it 80? Okay, so it shoots down and it still looks pretty good. All right, what if I tell it instead of 16, I give it a 0 and 160? Where do you think it's going to go? You're right. It went shooting because this is said from the left, I want 160 picks, 160 little steps here that I've shot over. So it's still in the top left, but it's not really in the top left. So let's go ahead and take these away again. Awesome. If you want to experiment with this more, I like just adding things. Just add a 1. Ooh, still cool. I like it. But then I sort of can remember to delete. Because when you do this all day, then you forget what you're doing. Okay, so with this centered position, top 50%, left 50%, translated is our transform, is one of our attributes for our transform. Let's do, instead of negative 50 by negative 50, what happens if we do 150 by 150? What happens to the picture? I don't really see it. What if we took this off? I don't really see anything happening. What if we took this off? the centered moved. What if we took the 50% off? The centered went right back down to the bottom. Okay. So the centered has a little bit more style because we have to tell it a little bit more where to go. Okay. Now, we are almost done. I want you to change this picture. I want you to put in a picture of yourself, your dog, your house, your favorite book, favorite pizza, whatever. And you know how to do this. I have taught you how to do this. You know it. You got it. And then I want you to, instead of top left, top right, centered, bottom left, bottom right, think of some fun things to say. So how do we do this? Instead of, let's do top left so we can see it. Good morning. Awesome. Good morning, Cleveland. Awesome. Actually, I don't live in Cleveland. Let's do. Good morning, Hudson. Fantastico. Okay. Think of fun things that you can do, and you can send this picture out. Why don't you email it to your grandma? I bet she would love to see a picture of you in the morning. Good morning, Grandma. Let's do good morning. Actually, we call our grandma Nana. Good morning, Nana. And then we have a Grams too. Good morning, Grams. Awesome. All right, that's a wrap. So go here and put 8 card challenge, number 8 card challenge, and then your first name. Awesome. Hit save. And then give yourself some love and come back for more. Don't go too far. Good girl. Oh, I know, it's very exciting. All right. Oh, for goodness sake. Come this way. We'll walk down this way if you want to walk in the water. Oh, heavens. I don't want you to go over there. There's a lot of living things in there. Come on. Mimi. Come on, not that way. If you want to go this way, you can go. What are we looking at? Oh, so pretty.